everybody, I'm Brian.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Kieran.
For the past couple years, we have been working on a game called SpacePOM.
It's a relaxed platformer about a dog with a jetpack solving a space mystery.
We're nearly ready to release the game, so we thought it would be a good time to talk about how we made it.
The project started as a learning exercise at a game development meetup group in Chicago. The group met every other Saturday to share and learn about game development, and it was hosted by a nonprofit organization called PETAL. PETAL is dedicated to helping others learn about game development, animation, and other technical arts. The attendees of the group consisted of hobbyists, coders, artists, and musicians, each with different skill levels. No one at the time worked in the games industry, but we all had a passion for games, and we wanted to learn how to make them. The first time I attended the meetup was after I came across an event on Eventbrite about making a game from start to finish. I saw it as an opportunity to practice using my skills as a 3D artist. The meeting opened with formal pitches of ideas and presentations from various individuals, and that's where it all began. Several ideas were put forward that day, but the one everyone gravitated toward was SpacePOM, a game about a dog with a jetpack, proposed by Mark Getz. Mark was one of the meetup's programmers, and he was the only person pitching with a working prototype. His concept for a platformer centered around a spacefaring Pomeranian captivated everyone's imagination. His plan was to make a platformer, but as Pomeranians are small and not able to jump very high, part of Mark's original idea was to give the Pomeranian a jetpack to assist in traversing throughout the levels. The core gameplay was very basic, platforming and repairing the ship with a wrench. The wrench enabled you to access mini puzzles that opened doors. It was a well-thought-out, simple vision that was perfect for a group with different talents and skill sets. Mark's original prototype had only primitive shapes, but his vision was a cartoony style that would be 2D. There were a couple of artists that wanted to do the game in 3D, and they managed to convince Mark it was a good idea. We did not have any concept art for the environments as a whole, but one of the group's artists, Pascal, created concept art for the objects in the scene. The other artists focused on matching his drawings from each model. The items were primarily decorative and did not have any function. Some lacked cohesion, and a few didn't end up being used.
SpacePOM started quite short, but the scope of the game kept growing over time. We went way beyond our original time frame, as we kept wanting to expand on the game and add new things to it. It's fair to say that we weren't thinking about the scope of the project at all at this point. We were just having fun. So we tended to just add any ideas that we thought sounded good. In the original design, the only challenges were platforming and the maze minigame. The rest of the team wanted to add more mechanics, so eventually Mark added the sections of fire that would kill the dog. We were satisfied with this for a while, but the more we thought about it, the more we wondered why the ship was spontaneously on fire. Hoping to find a more narratively justified hazard, we brainstormed ideas that would fit into a sci-fi environment. In the end, we replaced the fire with Tesla coils.
When the team moved to 3D, I was assigned to build the scene in Unity based on Mark's layout of the level. The level was originally a small size, but Mark wanted to make it bigger. He felt that the game was too short, so it could be expanded a little bit more. He told me about it, and we got to work. In the end, it was quite large. What I didn't know at the time was that Mark hadn't shared the plan to enlarge the level with the rest of the team. This caused some confusion, delays, and another expansion of the timeline.
As the project continued to stretch into the future, the version of Unity we started with began to fall behind. Lots of new features got released, and excited by the prospect of trying them, we decided to upgrade the engine to the latest version. This change also added a lot to the scope of the project. Everything we previously completed had to be checked in the new version, and those new engine features that enticed us to upgrade all required additional work or revisions to existing assets. Most particularly, the newly introduced physically based rendering system we wanted to use required redoing all of our textures.
Around the time we switched from fire to Tesla coils, some of the team thought we should have some more types of hazards. After some more debate, we added turrets. We decided that the turrets should shoot homing missiles that would follow SpacePOM. Peter had his hands full coding other parts of the game, so I decided to help by trying to write the code for the homing missiles. I remember looking up examples, but the ones I found were in JavaScript, and trying to replace them into C# was beyond me. We ended up leaving the missiles as they were, and luckily it turned out to be better than the homing missiles would have been. The missiles moving straight were easier to predict for players, and were generally less threatening, so they fit nicely into our relaxed gameplay.
At this point, the end of 2017, our plans for the game were growing faster than we could develop. We only had a short piece at the start of the game anywhere close to being finished, and our progress on the rest was glacially slow. Something needed to change, and we knew it. We decided to cut out everything past that first section of the game, put some finishing touches on it, and release it as a demo. Unfortunately, we still hadn't quite learned our lesson when it came to scope, so we also decided to add in several extra features, a new save system, new models, particles, and post-processing effects, to name just a few. In the end, our modest-sounding proposal still took us nearly 9 more months to achieve.
When it was finally done, we released a demo on itch.io, as it is a good site for indie developers to share their projects. We didn't do very much to promote the game, and we only got a few downloads. Even so, we did have 2 video responses from YouTubers, Null Entity, and Index Gaming. It seemed that in general, the people who played the game liked it. There were some who had trouble with the last area, but besides that, people found it fun and they wanted to play more.
The release of the demo marks the end of the first chapter in SpacePOM's development. Join us next time when we'll explore how we turned our shambolic demo project into a full game.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.